I'm Clinton Griffiths, coming to you from Farm Journal's new headquarters and studios in Kansas City. I'm just here giving it a bit of a spin while I'm in town for some meetings. Now, we began with several big developments when it comes to trade deals, starting with Japan. President Trump announcing on his Truth Social site that the U.S. has made a deal with Japan, one that will open up the country to trade, including cars and trucks, along with rice and other U.S. ag products. And Michelle Rook joining me here in studio in Kansas City. Michelle, this could be a really big trade deal for other U.S. grains.
Yeah, it could, Clint, but remember, we know very few details. And the announced trade agreement, remember, it's just a framework that will take weeks or months to flesh out. Now, in the case of Japan, the country is a top 10 buyer of many agricultural products from the United States. So there's at least some hope and optimism for additional sales. President Trump announced via Truth Social Tuesday a $550 billion trade deal has been reached with Japan. As part of the framework, Bloomberg reporting Japan has agreed to buy $8 billion of U.S. agriculture and related products. Japan's a top 5 export market for major ag products such as corn, wheat, beef, pork, and a top 10 market for soybeans.
Our last marketing year, Japan was our 6th largest customer and imported about $1.3 billion worth of U.S. soy products. We already enjoy 80% market share in the Japanese market, and we consider it a mature market. There's a very developed taste for U.S. soy that we've been cultivating over the past several decades with Japanese customers.
However, Houston says the Japanese framework was just a tweak by the president, and this, like many others already announced, lacks enough detail for them to know just how beneficial it will be for agriculture.
We have not seen any white one-pagers or statements other than the tweet from the White House. We haven't seen negotiating text or what's actually been agreed to. So while we have what the president said has been agreed to, we have not seen additional documentation to further shed light on what the two countries have agreed to.
She points out this approach to negotiating trade agreements is uncharted territory, and it could take weeks or months before the deal is done or the U.S. sees any sales. However, Japan is not a state-run economy, which at least helps.
It's hard to know what's been agreed to when they'll be signed, but we do know that all of these frameworks are frameworks to keep negotiating to address more of the nitty-gritty issues. So we are hopeful that there will be negotiations to address some outstanding non-tariff barriers in these countries, more trade irritants than trade barriers, but something that we've been pushing USTR to address in all of these markets.
And these deals don't have to be ratified by Congress, as the president has trade promotion authority. Meanwhile, Bloomberg is also reporting the deal will increase rice purchases by 75%, a huge victory for U.S. rice producers.
I think being able to expand market access wherever available and whenever it's available is always a game changer, because it allows the producers and the exporters the market certainties that they need when they're planting and when they're making their business decisions, and knowing that there is a market or a specific volume maybe out there, that's always helpful. All of the pieces matter and all of the markets matter, no matter how big or small.
So the broader agricultural industry is also hopeful for a trade win. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Day.